All right, and we're live, and I think it's working correctly now. Um, we're here today for another coding session, and we've been working on this project up here for almost, I would say it's over a month already, and I'm hoping to turn this in as my final project for Harvard's CS50w, and I'm also hoping to publish this onto AWS and see if we can get some users as well. So we'll take a look at this. Yesterday we left off on coding this whole like cart situation here. So it's like this little menu that you push around, and then depending on what you push here, it gives you different content. So I've already kind of wrote some content in there as placeholder. And then I tried implementing that menu and then it crashed. So that's sort of where we're picking off today. I'm going to go ahead and cd into our project, and then I'm going to source activate virtual environment and actually cd into the project and run just a basic server here. That's what we see here. So the feedback is working. This is like a little smaller app within my bigger project here, which allows users to submit suggestions for features that they want to see in the app. And now we're working on this help here, which the idea is to give people the information that they need in order to use the app, and also give them a way of reaching out to us if they have an issue. So it will be like help and support. Again, I've already kind of coded that in there, and that's all in here. And then the way that I wanted to do this is by having this nav at the top and then using JavaScript to hide and unhide depending on the view. Now that wasn't working yesterday. We tried writing that in here. So we have like this use state keeping track of what page should be on there. And then we have this handle set view function, which takes in a parameter, and that's like the view that you want. And then depending on that, it'll do set view of this, and then it'll like run set view to set the new use state for each of those. The question for me at this point is, should I convert this to a React component? Let me know in the comments if you guys have any ideas for this. The reason why I say that is because I don't think it's passing the set view function. So it could be that we have to pass that function into our handle set view function. So basically we're only passing this parameter into handle set view. We're not passing any functions. So maybe that's what we need to do. Maybe this needs to be converted over to a component, basically. So that's the goal for today. So we have set view and all of this stuff. Now this constant here is taking an event, but it still has access to this props, which comes from its parent up here. So it's a function within a function as well. And so I don't see why we don't have access to any of this stuff here. Let's reload this again and take a look at the inspect console. So this is the error we're getting. It's show zoom, it's not defined, which is, I guess, this thing here. I don't know if it's a matter of doing view dot. I don't really know. I have no idea if that's what it is. No. Let's reload again. Yeah, so show zoom is definitely giving me a problem. I don't know where, how, who. So it's line 143 here. Yeah, sometimes these lines do not match. Got it. So show zoom. Got it. I think I understand what's going on here. So this show zoom is not actually available. So again, I'm sort of staying away from converting that into a component for now. Just because. But this show zoom here, I don't think we have access to that. So because that's actually sitting inside of this view. So it would be view.showZoom. Let's see. So it would be view.showZoom. If view.showZoom is true, then it'll display everything else. Otherwise, it'll continue here, and then it'll be view.showYouTube, view.showEmail, and view.showWhatsApp. Let's try that again. And it works, voila. Mouse event is deprecated. I'm not really sure what it is. All these errors all of a sudden. Skipping unsupported feature accelerometer. Well, I don't know what they're talking about here at all. Maybe it has something to do with these videos that I put in here. I'm not sure. Again, my code does not need to be perfect. I'm just turning this in for homework while at the same time I want to publish it. But it's just version 1 of the software. I'm not going to go crazy on making it perfect here. But we do see that it works now, as you could see. Like when I click up here, it's actually changing exactly how I wanted it to. And this is the functionality we were looking for. So obviously these videos that you're looking at right now, these are just placeholders. I'm going to be changing these. Like I'm actually going to go ahead and film a tutorial on how to set up the app with your Gmail and Outlook account. And then I'll put that video over here. And the goal is that people watch that. Okay, fine. They watch hopefully 3 of these videos. If they still didn't get the help that they need to resolve whatever they want, then hopefully it's obvious for them that they need to click here, request support, or even up here, request support. And then that would just take them to a form that they can fill out and submit a support ticket. That's the idea. All right, so that's it so far. I think it's looking great. This is the functionality, again, that we wanted. The only thing really that we're missing is that whenever we click up here, we see that my menu options don't change, meaning the design, right? It doesn't show me what page I'm on. So I gotta just, I guess, implement that at this point. And that's could be fairly easy. Give me a second. Now, this is all coming from the top. And again, maybe it would have been better to convert all this into a React component. It would have made it easier in the end, even though it's a little bit hard to set up at the beginning. What I'm trying to say is there's room for improvement here, maybe for version 2 of this app to turn it into a component. For now, I just want to turn this in. I don't really care. It's good enough. It does what I need it to do. That's the most important thing, really. The most important thing is always, does it do what I need it to do? And maybe a very close second, most important thing would be, am I wasting server resources? I think the answer is no in this case. Like, it's working fine. I don't have any memory leaks, even though there's no real, not getting into the whole memory leak thing, but I'm not wasting resources. I'm not calling the API, unnecessarily. I don't have any like infinite loops running and crashing the system. It's working. Like in general, this is working. So I just, all I have left to do here is just whenever I click on one of these, in addition to updating the view, I want to update the tag for the tab up here. So the way to do that is up here. And so I have like these, this is my menu here. And inside of this menu, I have this class called navlink active. You see that right there? Which only right now it's at the top here. So I think this is an opportunity here to go ahead and add another conditional right for up here for this class. And so I am assuming that I can just go ahead and do that here. So what am I testing for? In this zoom option, I am testing that if state, I think it was called, or view dot, whatever we had down here, if basically the same as this. Let me go back for a second. Yeah, I'm gonna just make a space. Fine. So if view that shows zoom is true, then I want to display this class of navlink, whatever, navlink active. Else, I want to just display the class of navlink without the active. And I'm just gonna repeat the same logic for all the options, and that should be it. So I'm just gonna copy paste all this. And down here for this nav, so for this nav item, again, here's my class. I'm gonna replace that with a conditional for the class, and then it's not gonna be show zoom, it's gonna be show YouTube, which I like to just copy paste because I don't want any errors there, any bugs. So that's where this would go here. Right, view.show YouTube. If that's correct, if that's true, then it'll mark that as active. And then we'll see if it actually updates it. Yeah, we'll have to take a look at that, because this is not part. If it was part of a use effect, we might have to convert this into a use effect. We'll see in a second. Actually, let's just test it right now. So if I reload, I'm getting a problem here. Let's see, console unexpected token. Yeah, so this is back code actually. This doesn't belong there because I'm putting the conditional inside of inside of my HTML already, but when it really should be outside. So yeah, basically we're gonna have to do a big round trip here, which means we're gonna have to refactor this whole code into a component. Let's just go ahead and do it. And yeah, let's just go ahead and do it. So here's my support HTML. I'm gonna rename this function to menu, right? Just gonna refactor that out. So my function now would be menu. Just gonna call that menu, and we'll see if it needs it might need an input in a minute. And you know what? I'm gonna declare that. Yeah, I think I can do that. Let's see. I'm gonna declare that in here. So it'll be like that. Okay. So now I have my function menu. And let's take a look here. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have to use a use state as well. Hold on. All right, so let's just start from the very bottom here. This is what the page structure should be like. Let's revisit that here. So I need to have my button at the top, like right here, right? I have it at the bottom as well. So we have this title, then we have our button, then we have, I would say this whole thing would be like a component, okay? And our call to action at the bottom. So we have the new ticket button, page title, our navigation. I wonder if the navigation needs to be separate from the actual content. I'm gonna make it separate, why not? And content. Yeah, so that's what I would do. And that's it, I think. So we have new ticket button, that's done, page title, that's done. So now we need navigation and content to be redefined. I'm gonna rename that to content. That's what I want it to do. This will be my content. And my navigation, maybe my navigation will go in here. Hold on. Yeah, my navigation will be like, I think, a function within a function, but I'll just be returning the one component, which would just be my content. Let's see, just 1 second. So it's like here, you see how it declares this is post feed, but post feed has a bunch of stuff in it, like a post like button, but the post like button does not, I'm not including my post like button as far as I remember here. Let me see. I'm not including it as a component. Like that's not how I'm rendering it. I'm just rendering it as part of the one component. It's not a component within a component. I don't think. I'm just checking here for it. Yeah, you see how I'm just yeah, I mean this is my component's return for the button, but this whole thing lives inside of my post feed, right? So where's the return for the post feed? Got it. No, it is a component with a component. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's here. You have a post like button as a component, then I pass to it whatever information I need. So that's something similar, I guess, that I'm going to do here. So let me just overthink this again. So yeah, we don't need two things here. We just need page title and content. So it would be new ticket button, page title, and content. Again, up here we have page title, new ticket button, page title, and content. And then we return everything. We have a big return here, which we're going to factor out, looks like, and the React window. So I think this is how it's supposed to be. And let's get right into it. I mean, we're basically coding again from scratch, but that's okay. And so our content, again, has to have a menu. So our content needs a menu. So that's what we're going to declare here. So that's going to be a new function, which we're going to call menu. We're going to do this. And it's going to return something, right? It's going to return us with something. Now I'm just wondering here, like, what should I return? So I need to have like a conditional here for my return. Hold on. Should I put outside, inside? Let me see. Yeah, so really our menu, the conditional for return will be which menu option is active, right? So that's what we gotta have. We gotta have some way of looking, maybe even iterating through all the options, and the ones that are active, or which is just gonna be the one, we'll mark that one with a class. So I'm trying. There's probably 5 different ways of doing this. I might just do it the easiest way, as usual. I mean, like maybe we could do like a case. Yeah, let's just do a switch. Return switch. Let's try that. Let's just do switch. Why not? I like that one. I haven't used that one in a while so much, so now it's 2 days in a row using it. Last time I used it was maybe a year ago. Switch. Yeah, so that we're gonna do a switch. That switch is gonna take an argument. The argument is gonna be, let's see. What is the argument should be? Active view. Active view. Okay, just gonna randomly name it as such, and it should be like that. Hold on. This will take some props. Inside of this prop is where we're gonna receive what the active view is. Okay, so that would be part of my input to that menu. That way I can figure out what it is that I need to render. We'll take those props and I don't even know if we need this here, honestly. Like we might just have access to it. So that's just my switch here. And then I can just go ahead now and do case. Basically, case would be zoom. Let's try case zoom. So if my case is zoom, I want to return something and then break. So I would return, and I need to return this stuff down here. Like the whole thing, basically. No, not the whole thing, I mean just the menu. So that would be, I think it's this here. WhatsApp, li, ul, div. So this ul corresponds to this. Then we're closing the div up here. So maybe this is all we need. I'm not really sure. Like that. And then I'm gonna delete all this from there and bring it up to over here. Just like that. Indent that 2 times, and I believe we're done for that one case, right? So what would our menu do? It would let's call this active view, right? So So we're going to call it active view. So depending on the active view, if the case is zoom, it's going to return this. And right, we would have this here, like a class would be active. Let's copy all of this now. So hold on. Yeah, like this. And saying hello to Vishwanath and Ahmed. Hello guys, welcome back. Welcome back to the grind. So look, this is one thing here, definitely. That's the case for zoom, where the only thing different really here would be this active thing here. Okay. The CS50p, hold on, give me a second here. Just want to try this feature. I tried coding before here. Not coding, but just with some CSS. Hold on. Okay, so Vishwanath is asking the CS50p and CS50X, and do we have math as a prerequisite? I would say no. I mean, if you know basic algebra, really, I think that's enough. Yeah, I don't think I saw anything more complicated than just like entry level, maybe college algebra. Not really, just very basic algebra. Maybe some pre-calculus for the recursive functions, but nothing too complicated really. Although I guess the whole concept of a function is really pre-calculus. But I guess really the only math prerequisite would be to know algebra and to understand like basic functions, like nothing too complicated. Yeah. And you can get started without even knowing how to write, because you can just go ahead and take the first week 0 for CS50, and they teach everything over there in Scratch. So it's literally just a user graphic interface. There's no writing there. So you could get started fairly easily and then work your way up. Okay. Okay. And so, hold on. What do we got going on here? So yeah, we're continuing here. So again, I'm getting a little bit confused here. This is a bit of a weird one, I would say. But we're going to continue here. Also, like, as I'm writing it, I'm kind of realizing that maybe this is not the best way of doing things. Maybe I really should just have, I don't know, I feel like there's like 15 different ways of doing this one problem here. And I'm not sure I'm using the best way to solve it. Let me know in the comments if you guys have better ideas. I'm just thinking of maybe making each menu option like its own component, then passing it an if active statement to it. Maybe that's one way of doing it, or just having the, yeah, I guess this is the way we're doing it. Just having the menu, right? But what are we returning here? We're returning, yeah, I guess this is correct. I don't know. I guess it would just call switch. Switch is not really a function. I'm not understanding here. Like, this is an if else. Think of it as an if else. So then switch doesn't need a, it's not a function, so it doesn't need that. I don't think. Let me see in the AI here, CS50 AI. Does switch here need to take an input? I don't think so. I really don't. It's not a function. Why if else doesn't need an input? Isn't switch similar? So if else statements evaluate conditions one by one. Each condition is a separate expression. Got it. Okay, so it evaluates a single expression and then matches it. So while if else checks these conditions, but why? So does if else take an input? An understanding. Yeah, they don't. That's what I'm saying. They don't take a single input like switch. They evaluate conditions directly. Got it. Okay, so I guess we do need that input. So fine. So I don't know how I'm gonna pass that. I guess we'll figure out later how we pass that input. Also, this has to be part of a use effect for it to update in real time. Let's just finish off these here. So we have case for zoom, and then we break. Then we have the case YouTube, and really the only difference here would be move this active from here to down there, I guess. I don't know. Here, class. And then we have another case after this, which would be email. And then the active, we take that out of there and we put it in the email. That would be down here. I'll just make sure I'm putting not in the A, right? I'm putting those in the A. I hope so. I hope so. Hold on. Before I put in the A. Yes. And up here it's in the A. Yeah. So active. And then active in the A. And this one should be right here. And the last one. So we'll copy again. Our last case is WhatsApp. And we shall move that from there to here. Very nice. By the way, none of this stuff is working yet. Oh, it's it's right there. No, but it's not working. Our menu is not here, and I'm not sure, but yeah, we only have this one view here, I guess. Fine. And our videos are not responsive. I'm not really sure how to make YouTube videos responsive, actually. feel like they don't really like that. Stop. So we have menu props. Hold on a minute. So my active view would be all this. Okay, fine. So copy all this, bring it up here. I don't know if that's legal code. Props.active view. We'll pass it as a prop. And then we'll, at the bottom here, at the very bottom here, yeah, we still need this up there, actually, believe it or not. We still need that up there. That goes here. Okay. So we have our basically we declare our constants, and then we have this function here, handle set view, which will handle the change of view, and it has all these options, right? And then what we're going to do is we're going to pass whatever this value of view is, we're going to pass it as something called active view. That active view would be right up here. So now we pass the component here called menu, and we want to pass it as well these props, which become I think it's called active view is equal to this stuff here. So my active view becomes, even though it's declared inside, I still need to pass it as a prop, view, right? I feel like I'm doing this totally wrong. Like view is a dictionary, or sorry, an array. See, it's not working. So this is totally off. I'm gonna have to engage the AI here to see what the best way is for doing this. Like I've already tried for a few days here and it's not. Let's try it again. So it'd be CS50w.ai. Best way to in React. Best way to make a single page to place in a single page. A menu with 4 options, and depending on the clicked option, the divs hide the relevant divs hide on hide. Now, knowing how to prompt a chat, I feel like that's a skill in and of itself. So chooses so you can use state to manage which menu option is selected. Yes. How to render the actual menu. Please note, the active option has a class of active, has an additional Ooh, thank you, ChatGPT. That's just great. It's one example why we don't necessarily need to remember everything. You just need to know how to prompt a chat. Yeah, let's give it a go. Fudge, let's delete all this stuff here, except for my return down here. So I'm gonna delete my switch. Like, forget about it. Yeah, this whole switch thing is just ugly code. I'm gonna get rid of all of it. Let's get that out, and that would mean I'm getting rid of my menu as well. And I'm gonna get rid of all this stuff too, like all this nonsense. Start fresh, you know? This will, I mean, here's my content, so I do need that. So, okay, so that's my content, and let's start with this constant for menu options. I feel like that makes a little bit of sense, even though it's giving me a 0 instead of an O. Const menu options. Equals whatever it equals. So we're gonna have the first one is Zoom. The second one is, I forgot already. I think it was YouTube. The third one is email. And the fourth one is WhatsApp. Okay. That's one thing. I'm not understanding what this use state null. Maybe that's at the bottom there. Okay, so that's my content, right? And then I have... How on earth? This is a nice way of doing it, I think. Like, we're declaring the key up here, right? Or as we're doing menu options map. Oh, that's beautiful, actually. That works real nice. Because that way we just yeah, I like the way they're doing it here, actually. It's a new way. I've never seen this before. So I'm going to properly format this, because this will actually be the text. Looks like this will be a text that shows up. Okay. And again, guys, I'm running here CS50's GPT, which is totally allowed in the course. It's actually, I think it's the only one that's allowed. And I really like it because it's not giving me the answer. And most of the time ChatGPT gives you the answer, it's giving you the wrong answer. So that's already saving you a ton of pain. Over here, it's just guiding me in the right direction, and I'm happy with it. Like, I could take this and work with this. You know what I mean? Expand it however I want. So I have my menu options here. Yeah, so I guess the way that they're returning it here is similar. This is why I just asked it for this. So this is similar to how we had the code, I guess, at the beginning of today when I first opened the live stream. So they're returning the menu options map and the actual content all in one div, meaning an all-in-one return statement. They're not actually doing it in separate components. So let's just leave it like that. I think that makes sense. Let's go ahead and finish coding this. So I have my content here, right? So I have my menu options. I want to keep track of this as well, like my selected option. We can just call it whatever. So we have constant selected option. I would just say current view. My current view set current view. I do believe that I want to start with, give me a second here. I guess it doesn't really matter. We can just use state of null for now. I don't know if I need that null there. We'll see. It could just be a use state of false. Let's leave it at null. And then we have handle menu click. Yeah, that's fine. Option. And we just set current view to whatever that option is. Okay, and these are my options again, right? We have those. Makes sense. And then we start returning there. So I'm going to start returning again. I already have this stuff up here. I guess the only real code I need to change before I start is this one here. So let's go ahead. So it would be if my current view and that's it. I think that's all I got to do. Then, yeah, so it would be like this, I believe. If my current view equals zoom, then I'm going to return that. And that seems okay. Else, I'm going to return nothing. That's one way of doing it. They do it here with a double ampersand, but I think it's the same thing. We'll see if it works. If it works, just leave it. Let me just update that for the rest. So that's, I think, what it should say here. If my current view is, so if the value of this up here is zoom, display that. Current view. And then this would be here, YouTube. I like this way of coding better than how we started today because it's a little bit more dynamic. I'm not hard coding in all the values. Like, it's less prone to bugs, basically. We continue here and show email would be email, and beautiful. We have one last one here. What's up? Yes. That should do. And then we'll have to add at the top here our menu options. So we'll do that. It'll be real nice here. Just add it up here as, let me think for a second. Wow, I don't remember how it was actually. I'm gonna have to go back a lot here for a second. I could have used Git, but I think my Git is not working at the moment for this. Yeah, just quickly take a look here. Where was my function menu? Here. I just want to see if I have any classes. So I have this here. I'm just gonna take a picture with my phone and copy that in a second. I know there's better ways of doing this, but Ooh, did I just mess this up? No, I didn't. I hope I didn't. Hold on. I think I did mess it up. Look at that. Hold on. Now I'm really gonna look at my GitHub to see if I can find the code I just wrote. Hold on. GitHub. So it used to save it. It's not doing that anymore for some reason. It's very strange. Like if I go into my GitHub, I see I have over 4,000 commits here. And yeah, like I see it shows as if the last time I changed this was 2 weeks ago. So something happened 2 weeks ago that CS50 stopped their gits in here. Now I don't have a way of saving things as I'm writing them. It's the craziest thing. Yeah, I don't have that backed up. So my only option here would be to rewrite everything, basically. Undo. Yeah, so it's not letting me. I think I just lost all the code I wrote. Craziness. Okay, I guess we can rewrite it quickly. My page title is here. My content is here. Let's just start deleting lists. I think it'll be quicker now. Here, take all this nonsense out. Hold on. Might as well include my nav here. Is this my nav? Yeah, it is. Okay. I just need to keep one of them, so I'm going to go ahead and do that for a second. Hold on. So, again, I'm going to start deleting stuff here. So I have my content, right? So I don't need these constants. I have new ones now. I don't need this handle set view with this weird switch going on here. I don't need that stuff either. None of this. Nope. Beautiful. I think that's what we needed. Let me try again. Actually, I have to return that in here, like that. I believe that's what we needed. So we're definitely getting closer. I'm gonna go ahead and write again my menu options up here. So I guess we fixed it quicker than I thought. Zoom, YouTube. What was the last one? Email. WhatsApp. Then I also have these two over here. So I have my selected option and whatnot, and then I have this here. Actually, you know what? Let's just separate. Okay. So I have my menu options up here. That's correct. And then I have my selected view. Set selected view. We're going to call this menu views. Const menu views. So it will be all these. Selected view. Use state of null is actually the default. And then I guess eventually we'll just change it to use state of zoom, for example. And handle menu click option and then set selective view to whatever that option is, like that. and then we return. I think that's the correct approach. And yes, I will redo this part. So now for my actual content, I have to do it like that. So that would be zoom here. Okay. And it's not selected option. I stopped calling it that. I'm calling it selected view. So that would be selected view. I think it just makes more sense, especially for later. If I got to go revisit this code, I'll know at least what it's doing. I mean, that's the least of the expectations, right? That you at least look at the code and like know what you're looking at, which doesn't always happen. Most of the time I have no idea what the code does. Most of the time I have no idea what it is that I'm looking at. It takes me a minute to figure it out. Maybe 2 minutes, maybe 2 days, maybe 2 weeks, but it feels so nice when you work, like when you encounter something that's so hard to do and then you do it. It feels very empowering. I do that with coding. I do that with exercising and eating. I do that with a lot of things. Not always. Not always. I succeed. But when I do succeed, it feels great. So that's my selected view for Zoom. And then we'll continue here. We just update that. Selected view equals YouTube. And I don't know why it has an ID like that. I have no idea. Because we were changing it before. Fine, I have to delete that later. And then my selected view here will be like that. Email. And what was the last one? What's up? What's up? I've seen the chat. A lot of people are going. They watch a little bit and then they leave. Maybe they leave a comment and then they leave. But there seems to be one concurrent viewer. It seems to me like they have been there. You have been here for a long time. So just comment. Who are you? Where are you from? I see right now it says in my chat here, it says that there's one current viewer. But that one current viewer has been there for a long time, it seems like. So who are you? Where are you from? Selected view. It's that. Okay. And then we want to iterate through all that stuff. So that's what we would do here. I'm going to go back up to my menu and change it now. We're actually going to change it. So like this will all get replaced by, I would say from the UL onwards. Here's my UL. I'm going to leave the UL alone. I'm just going to copy the inside because I want to keep my classes. That's giving me my font, my background, that sort of thing. Keeping things nice and organized. So I'm just going to copy anything inside my UL. Right? So all this basically. I'm going to replace it. And look how much shorter that code is, right? We just factored out. That was a great opportunity to factor out a lot of repetitive code into one mapping function, which is really a loop. So what this is saying is while we iterate through all of these options, do something. It's going to iterate 4 times because there's 4 options here. And what is it going to do? It's going to create an li element where the key is my option, which is great because that's what I wanted. And my class name is going to be active hold on, I'm going to copy that up here just so we can compare what we're looking at here. So the li is going to it's going to iterate through each option up here. I really like this code. And then it's going to map through it, and for each option it's going to create an li and then move on, right? That's basically what we have here, right? We have like this li, right? it's just all the same almost. The only thing that's changing is the title for each one. So that's what it's going to do. Now this list item doesn't have a link. I don't know if it actually needs a link. It's a good question. Is it even loading? Does it load? Not yet. Okay, so we didn't finish it yet, but I wonder if we need this A. So here we have an A, but over there we don't. Let's try again. So I think we do need the A because that's where we're declaring whether it's active or not. It's okay. We'll get it done here. So our li basically all of my LIs, hold on, key is equal to option. Why do I need to have a key here? Do you guys know? Why do I need this key in here? Definitely my class name should always be nav item up here. Let me see, what do I need a key? Do I need this key? The key attribute is going to help identify. This improves performance. No idea. That's not really an answer. I'm not understanding. No, I'm not showing you code. Go away. Key option. Class name selected option. Equals option. I think this has to be inside there. It might not have an on-click, right? It's not gonna have an on-click, but the class will be over here. So it'll be navlink active, right? Class name equals navlink active if this is the selective option, otherwise it's just a navlink, right? And then also our area current is equal to also a conditional. like so. So selected option is going to be one of these two, and the array current, again, I guess we'll just copy that. Will be, if the selected option is the option, then it would say true. Else, don't write anything. A. And over here, we'll put the option. I think that's the way it should be. We'll test it. We'll see. All right. Be happy with it. But I think that's how it should be. Let's see. I mean, we really got rid of everything. And then we can always add this href of nothing, which we probably will change. But I'm going to add it anyways for now. And I believe that's what we should be doing here. Okay. And don't quote me on it. And take all this li stuff out. And we're done. I believe we're done. Let's see. So console, it's throwing an error here. Expected. I have a typo at the end here. If my selected view is email, hold on. What is the problem here? I'm not understanding. Menu options not defined. Okay, so we solved that typo. We're slowly making our way there, I guess. And I guess I do want to just activate this. I do want it to be, I do want the standard one to be always zoom, so I'm just going to leave it the way that is. Also, we'll probably want to, we probably want to set it up so that so that for the current menu option, that option should not be clickable when it's active. That's also probably a good user experience. It'll also save on unnecessary server stuff. But yeah, this is saying that menu options is not defined. So that's cute. We'll call it menu views. Select option is not defined. Selected option. It would be selected view. This is what's nice about refactoring code, that now we have to edit it in less places. And it affects a lot, like, it affects the app more. Like, even though I edited that two times, like over there and over here, you're going to see that in a lot of places because we factored everything out. Selected option is not defined. I thought I just redid that. Selected view here. I forgot to do the bottom one. Okay. We still seeing that somewhere else. Selected view. Sorry, I forgot to edit all of them out. And I think we should be good here. Let's see. Yeah, it's working now. Great. Let's see. Would you look at that? It's working, and it's working very nicely, I would say. My WhatsApp is broken, but I can fix that in a second. I think I had a typo down there. This is working nice now, you see, and it's... actually, it's not letting me... it's not letting me click on whatever's active, so that's already implemented, I guess. I guess that's just a bootstrap default. And this is how that is. Let's solve the last one for a second. So that's the WhatsApp. What is the problem over there? Let's see. Not really sure. Oh, here's the typo. Yeah. So now it works. So this is exactly what we wanted. Exactly, literally. That's very nice. Very, very nice. And guys, today's a perfect day where I basically didn't get such good sleep last night. And I wanted to cancel the live stream today, but I figured just better show up. You know, if I do crappy work for 2 hours, I'd rather just show up. And so I don't know, it's just my take on it. Seems like I made some progress today, which is always nice. A little optimization that I can do up here would be nothing, actually. I'm not even sure. Honestly, I don't even know why this is working, if that makes any sense. I have no idea how this is working. Why am I saying that? Because I'm not using a use effect, but it could be that I did not need to use a use effect here because all of that data had already been loaded onto the front end. Like all these pages, they're already loaded here. Like when I click on Zoom here, it's not actually loading anything from the server. This had already been loaded. So maybe that's why we don't need to use a use effect, because it's already here. A use effect would mean that when I click here, it has to go to the server, fetch that data, and then come back. Really, the only thing that this is loading is these YouTube videos, but that has nothing to do with my app. I'm just embedding that onto here, and that just fetches from YouTube. That's code that I'm not really in control of. Like that's this iframe here, and whenever I write an iframe somewhere and I link it to a different server, they set the parameters of what should happen here, not me. So that's that. I would say this page is done. We are done with this part of the project. It looks beautiful. Eventually I will film these videos and just explain how to use things. For now, we'll leave it as this. And yeah, while we're looking at it, here's the first video I ever put up on the channel. It was exactly 3 years ago. And I started from zero, and you could see, I mean, you could tell where I am today. So that's very impressive. I hope that you could get something out of that. I hope you become inspired to just show up an hour a day to code. It goes a long way. Believe in yourself. I'm like not so emotional right now, but again, I didn't sleep well last night. I feel like that's why. I sort of don't care at the moment to be emotional for this. I care more about just showing up, like I said, just to show up, even if you don't like it, even if just show up. Anyhow, we're done here for this part. The last thing, I mean, in general, for this specific feedback, this help app up here would be to actually implement this request support. Let's go ahead and do that. How hard could it be, right? Anyhow, I like staring at this for a second because it took me a while to get it to work. But I guess it's working okay now. Yeah, so this request support up here has to go to a different page. And I think we already started setting that one up. Let me see here. So I have my views. I need my URLs. Where are my URLs? So I have my support app here. I have my URLs.py. So you see I have this contact route already going. This contact route should render a new template. So I'm going to go ahead and make that. I'm just going to copy paste what I already have here. So I'm going to copy, and then inside of support, I'm going to hit paste, just Command V on my computer. And so now I have this index copy situation going on. So I'm just going to call this word. I need to rename that to, what do we call this? We're going to call this contact. Contact HTML. Okay. What does this contact HTML look like? It's actually probably the more complicated thing here in this whole thing. So initially, it will just be a form, and we can implement that today and get started with this. But eventually, really, I do want to also display any open tickets. So this will require us to make new database models. It obviously will require a React component for that. It's going to require probably its own API as well for just for that one component, meaning its own view. Like one view will render the whole page and whatnot in the form, and then a different view will render the information in here. So I think I'm going to split this up into two. I'm just going to get the simple version of this correct. So again, this has really three parts. This is the view for customers and for users, and this would be the view for me when I'm logged in as the administrator of the website, of the app, whatever, right? So I can see my open tickets, and I'll have a way here of like reaching out to people, sending them a message or an email probably, and marking things as complete whenever I resolve them. And whenever I mark something as complete here, they'll be able to get to see that over here as, hey, this was completed. That will be for the first iteration of this app. Maybe in future versions, we can also have actual notifications pop up over here, and like you can click and see your notifications, meaning that's how I would communicate with people, literally inside of the app. But for now, we just want to have this. I'm going to go ahead and start copying this. So let's see what we have here. Again, we just have like our tutorials and support page here. Request support doesn't go anywhere at the moment, so I want to change that. I want to go ahead and make it so it works. And where should it go to? It should go to whichever view inside of my app has the name, whichever URL. Hold on. Yeah, whichever URL has the name of contact, which is linked to the contact of view in our views pie. I'm gonna start with contact here. That's the name, so I'm not gonna be reference. So again, I'm gonna add a link to this button here, but I'm not gonna add a link which is a URL. I'm gonna add a link which is a Django pointer, basically. This is so beautiful. I really can't stop clicking on this. Like, it took so long to do this. I really like the fact that it's all loaded in there already, so that really makes it quick. Like when you click on it, it's already there. The only lag that you see is not from it's really from YouTube. It's not from me. Like the second I click on email, the text immediately changes, So it is very fast. Again, I'm going to go ahead and on this request support here, I just want to add that dynamic URL to point to here, to contact. And I'm going to do so. I think I have to do that in the actual, whatever I was working on here, index of support. At the very top, where I'm declaring this new ticket button. Maybe the way to do it is just to add just a regular href, or maybe an on-click property, something along those lines. I'm just gonna add an href, but that's the easiest for sure. Anyway, and it's accurate because I needed to go to a new page. So why would I complicate it? Why would I make it so complicated? You know what I mean? Href. Now the only reason why I would make it complicated is if it doesn't let me add an href in here, which that's totally a possibility. Let's try it. So it's like this. I think it's not letting me actually. Word. It's not letting me. It's not letting me at all. Just ask the AI. to resolve it for us. Why not? Wait, now it's really broken for some reason. Hold on. What did I do here? Add a Django link to this stuff here. No, you can't. I just tried that. Didn't. Oh, to the button itself. That return statement is in React, bro. Okay, let's try doing this one. So I'm just gonna copy the whole return statement and paste that over there. Hold on. Yeah, I think that works. Indent that over. And this would be support. I wonder if this will actually work. I don't think it will because there's a conflict here with that. You see how it doesn't work? This is a perfect example of when the AI doesn't know what it's talking about. No reverse match at support. Support is not a valid. Oh, isn't it? Sorry, you're right. It's not. Maybe the AI does know what they're talking about. Let's see. Contact. Support. I'm gonna change this to support. 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 Where's my views? That makes more sense. Hello? Request support. Okay, great. So it is working. I'm not sure why it has this weird thing going on, but we will figure that out. But I think it is working. I mean, it's definitely linking because it's like that. That's why. It has to be contact, actually. Contact. I don't know if this is good for SEO or not. I'm naming this not correct, like not in the right way. Support. Let's just leave it at contact, man. Let's just keep it simple. URLs. Yes, support contact. And in my front end, I want to leave it at index support contact. Let's try that again. So here I have again what we have. Request support is taking us up here to support contact. The reason it's giving us an error is because we haven't set it up yet. But we're going in the right direction. Now all that's left is to render that. And I'm going to get out of this index feedback. My URLs are really done here. Index of support. I don't need that twice. Contact HTML inside of support is what I'm working on right now. And go back. This will be something that says go back. I'll change that in a second. And I'll delete all this for now. Yeah. So and just that's my contact HTML. So here in contact view, I need to return that. I need to return a render of contact. There it is. And just to validate that we're doing the right thing here, I'm just gonna go ahead and copy this, like the actual text that should go there. And contact support. Yeah, that'll be my H1. Okay. And this will be my H5 at this point. Like that. And if I reload this, it should work now. So you'll see that if I click on help, this is what we just built before. If I click on request support, it's taking me to the correct place now, and also you'll see the URL up here changed. Request support is probably more appropriate for this. Request support. Okay. Help. I'm going to change this to help and tutorials. I'm a big fan of making things very clear. Help and tutorials. So like now it'll match like whatever's over here. Like this help, you know, you kind of land somewhere that says help. It kind of makes sense. Welcome to the support page. The support page. Please watch the tutorials below. To unlock, or just to set up your, please watch to really before contacting support, like that. Okay, something along those lines. And if you still want to request support, that's where it is. Request support. Now this button up here, I want it to be to the left, and I want it to go back to my tutorials. So let's work on that. That's really the next thing here. So new ticket button. Now we're in the content HTML. This will be, I guess, back back to tutorials. We'll copy that, paste here, obviously, and then we'll put here back to tutorials, and we want that to be over here, justified content, and I want that to be at the beginning. I want this to be at the, which is kind of obvious. It probably just means I have to change it to beginning, but just to confirm. Forget it. Left arrow, special character. Very nice. Put that in there. Okay, that's it. That's what I wanted. There are other colors, but you know, we can probably do that. We can probably do danger here. like that. And the href on this will be, I forgot already, hold on. It's gonna have to be like that, I guess. Yeah, it's gonna have to be like this. So the URL, I'm assuming, can just be empty. Hold on, the URL, I don't even remember here. This is my URLs. Support index, sorry, support index will be here. Okay, and back to tutorials. Copy that left arrow again. Let's see. Beginning. I think that's the functionality. Maybe I'm overthinking this. I'm not really sure. Below you can find all the information below you can find all the information to be able to set up and use your teleport account, period. If you still have questions after watching all the tutorials, please contact us below. In the tutorial videos below, you can find all the information to be able to set up and use your teleport account. If you still have questions after watching all the tutorials, please contact support. Okay. starting to get a little bit OCD here with my design. So in the buttons here, we have like an accordion. So I wanted to do, I was wondering if I should be doing an alert on that one. Badge. We'll give that span this class and hope for the best. No. Okay, so we'll do H1 and H2 maybe. Help and tutorials. H2. Help. The only reason why I keep adding the help word here is because that's what I named my menu here. So feedback and support, I'm not sure, those are a little bit confusing. So help makes more sense to me. But then up here I'm calling it this, support. Maybe I should just be renaming this to something else. Right, okay, so I think that's how we're gonna leave it. Request support now. I do want to have a form here. So let's take a look at, I guess, Django, it's not Django, Bootstrap forms. Overview. Yeah, so we have this form stuff going on here. Okay. I know Django also has like their own forms. You can also make a model out of a form, or you can make a form out of a model. There's plenty of functionality going on here. Maybe way too much than what we actually need. Checks and radios. Okay, so maybe we can do something like this. So I do need something like this. Let's start by making the form. So I'm going to copy this. Now, this is something that's accessible only to users that are logged in. So obviously I should already have their email. I should already have their maybe phone number as well, or we can request a phone number. I don't think, maybe we'll just request a phone number. So contact support. We have the page title, and then we need a new function here. Function, it's going to be called support form, and this might take in some arguments. We'll see later. For now, we're just returning whatever we just copied. Indent twice, and let's see how that would look like. So we have a problem here. Why? We have a problem because we didn't actually embed it. Hold on. Okay. Hello? Why is it not working? Did I mess something up here? So my support form, I mean, I'm not really sure what I'm missing here. Seems to be okay. Hold on. Well, that's crazy. Let's see overview. I mean, I'm not sure what the problem here is. Maybe the problem is that I didn't have a form. Is that what it is? Maybe that's the issue. Support form is just this weird div. Now it's actually a form tag. So let's try that. And I guess it's still not working. Hold on. We are declaring it correctly as far as I can see here. And support form is being declared at the bottom here. So I'm not really sure what the issue is. This seems to be working okay. If I hit request support, it gives me an error. So I'm not really sure why. Since when does input need a closing tag? That's what I want to know. React form. Let's try this instead. We'll return that. That's what we're going to return over there. So that's going to be in here. I'm just copy pasting. I don't really know what I'm doing. Yeah, at least I'm honest about it. You know what I mean? Like, there's plenty of people copy pasting and then pretending like they wrote stuff. Okay. No action yet. Yeah. My action will be submit, and my support form will have this other function here, which I'm gonna call submit, obviously. And it's gonna take in that form data. For now, we're gonna break, but eventually we're gonna fill that in. And can we just pass? Yeah, we can pass. Okay. It's starting to take shape, I guess. The input needs to have, I just like having better stuff here. The form has a div. Let's try a class name of form control. Although I see here that this is a React component, so I'm not sure. I don't think I'm allowed to do. I guess I am allowed to do. Okay, here it is. We're gonna have to finesse this tomorrow, but it's definitely going in the right direction here. And React obviously wants you to do Node in the backend or Next.js, whatever. Let me just see if I can. How do I put a placeholder in there? So I think maybe it's very similar to Bootstrap. Let's try a new div here, where I'm gonna have my label. My beautiful label, and then I'm gonna have my input. Okay, then I want to close my div. So I have my label, I have my input, and we'll even have this a little disclaimer down here. Yeah, we don't need two divs, just need the one, and that's it. Yeah, so that's looking much better now. Let's see what else. I will eventually want to make that so there's a maximum width to it, but this is definitely responsive, and I appreciate that. And I appreciate also we can add these classes straight off of Bootstrap. That's also nice. You know, it makes it look nice right there, sort of. You know, and my div class, I did add a div class, then I have a label, then my input has a class. I just copy this whole thing. Let's see if something breaks here. Input, email address, email help. Here's my input. Name. I don't know. Do we need a name there? I'm like mixing and matching between React and Bootstrap. I don't think it's not fully there. Let's just say that. Yeah, so I want my form to look like that, but I can't really go around changing stuff. So maybe it's that. So I do have a class name of form control. I mean, I wish it was clear, but it's not. So I don't really know. No, we're breaking here. So, form input. Yeah, so it's not liking that I'm mixing React with Bootstrap on this one. As you could see here, it's giving me this weird error. Yeah, it's expecting some stuff there that's just not there. I mean, there's no way around it. It's not there. I did add a little bit of Bootstrap classes to this. Maybe even my button could have a class of this. That's probably possible. Yeah, I'm just exploring here what's possible, what's not, between React, between Bootstrap. I mean, this looks okay. I don't know. This looks good enough, no? Maybe we'll just copy these and call it a day. I mean, this input here, we called it query. I guess we could continue here. Why not? Let's, we'll do a label and input. You know what? We'll copy that whole div there. We can get rid of this last thing here. We'll add here a phone number. Okay, looking a little bit better. We had name, email, I guess name, email, phone number. Copy the whole div again up here and put it right there. This will be name. Doesn't really matter. Name, email address, phone number. What else do we have here? Describe the problem. Where am I here? Describe the problem and upload a open support ticket. We want to have phone number and then also describe. Okay. Upload screenshot. Describe the problem. This is definitely going in the right direction. It's not perfect yet. I'd like to give them a little upload thing going on here to be able to see what's going on. Obviously that file will not go into my server. It will go somewhere else, like an external, Google Photos or whatnot. Request support. But this is the general idea of what this whole section should do. We have to finesse this a little bit more, but we're definitely getting there. I just want to see if there's in React, how do I change this? In React, how do I add a upload file? Very nice. So I have my browse right here now. That's cool. And this is all still responsive, which is impressive, I guess. Browse, it will let me upload something. That'll be cool. I'll have an opportunity to use some type of API to upload that stuff. And describe the problem. So I want this to be like a text field, not just one, like multiple lines. I want this to be a multiple line text field. I would replace input with text area. Let's see if that actually works. It does work. Okay. So guys, this is more or less the functionality that we were looking to do here. Add max width to the whole form. Is that possible? Can we do that right now? Yeah, let's do that. Let's do a form container real quick here. That would be up here. Class name equals form container, and my support is inherited from app logged in. If I go into my templates up here for the whole app, my templates, I have my app logged in, and this is actually inheriting from my app logged in CSS. So if I go into here, I should be able to find that somewhere. Static teleport app logged in CSS. So down here, I can just go ahead and declare my form container thing here. Let's try that, and I'm done. Let's see. It might not load because CSS files are not dynamic, so it could be that it's cached, whatnot. So let's open a new one, 121.0.0.1, port 8000, I think. Is that what it was? 127. Hold on. 127. Test2 at Gmail. Test2. Help. Request support. And we see that it actually works. As you can see here. It works very nicely, I would say. That's what we wanted. I would just want that on the left, not on the center. So let's go ahead and try and fix that up. And I think we had a different thing that we aligned before, which will make sense to reuse. So index of support, I think that's what we had before, right? For our button. Yeah, so we did feedback. Just justify content to the beginning. That's where we're gonna put in our contact HTML. And so I believe that we can do it like this, beginning. Maybe we also need to add feedback deflex. So it's not deflex. It could be that I have to wrap all this stuff into a div. Let's try that. Div, and at the end of my form, also a div. And here my class name will be form container. Here my class name will be ... I guess it'll be the same as this. We'll try that for class name. And beginning. No. It's still centered. No. Yeah, I'm not understanding why it's in the middle still. It's not letting me change it. How do I justify that to the left? It's how do I justify the form? You see here it's still not loading because it still has the old cached CSS file. How to justify to the left? text align left. We could try that, I guess. I'm gonna leave that for tomorrow. For now, we are getting very close to finishing our feedback app, and we're going to be continuing to move forward. I'm looking forward in the next live stream to finish the CSS here, just to make sure that it looks okay. And we will be implementing the view for this, the models for this, so that whenever someone clicks support, it actually creates a new ticket and assigns to it a new number. And we will also be implementing the logic using a CDN, using Cloudflare. We're going to implement the logic for uploading, for users to be able to upload things into the server. Now, those things are not going to go directly to our server because we don't want them to upload any malicious scripts, but it will upload the media to a bucket on one of these CDN providers. So I'm looking forward to that, and thank you guys for joining, and see you in the next coding session. Wishing you all the best, much success.